Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are doing a class that's called Baby Got Back because we're doing all things that have to do with our back. The muscles around the spine and of course our butts. So we are going to start on our back of all places. So come on down, you'll need 2 blocks for this class. And if you don't have them, no stress, but we are going to use them in a very special way. And so place your feet down underneath your knees. Bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. And just take a deep breath in. And let it go. Just a few more breaths just to draw in your attention towards yourself and your inner world. And there'll be a mix of specificity, but also moments of ease and freedom. So just see what comes up for you. Lift the shins up to tabletop. Take your hands behind your head. Press your belly down. Good. Imprint through the spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. So good. Yes, so lower your legs, tabletop. Deep breath in. And you're going to tap the right toes down, twist towards the left. Come back to center, keep the shoulder blades lifted, and then twist towards the right. Good. Inhale back to center, and twist towards the left. Good. So you keep lifting from your shoulder blades, come back to center, and we're using our core here. We're heating it up because this is also a part of the body that supports your spine. And it's just, juicy. Getting it out of the way. 3. Slow and controlled movement. 2. This is where I pretend I'm a Pilates teacher. And 1. I love Pilates. It's so good. Good. Lower your head, lower your feet. Take your hands down, lift your hips up. Hug your outer knees in and lower the hips a little bit. So we've done this in another class. I want you to draw the tailbone under. Yeah, press down through the feet and then lift up so that your butt isn't sagging. Yeah, you're using it. Tuck the tailbone. Good. Take your elbows beside you. Draw the elbows down. Gather onto your shoulder blades. Good. And then lift a little bit higher through your hips. Drive through the elbows. Open the chest. And press your head back to just open your throat. And this is where you're going to feel all those muscles. Hamstrings, glutes, lower back in a good way as you lengthen tailbone to your knees. Good. And we want to switch on our whole back chain of the body. So good. And then lower your hips all the way down. Lift your legs up this time. Round 2. Interlace your hands. Deep breath in. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Great. So same thing, but straight legs. You can always do the tabletop variation. Yeah, I like to layer. Twist to the left. Hover your right leg. Back to center. Inhale. And twist to your right. So it's opposite elbow to knee. Good, lift up. Keep pressing your belly down. Imprint the spine, twist to the left. Center. Good, right. 3. Lift higher. Lift your shoulder blades, yeah. 2. And 1. Back to center. Lower your feet, lower your head. And right away, come into your bridge. So tuck the tailbone, drive the elbows down, and drive through your heels to open through the front of the hips. Notice if your feet turn out. Feet forward, inner thighs roll down. Good, and then option to interlace your hands underneath your back. Press your fists down. Good, so we're gonna be working through all different ways to strengthen our back. We'll be doing a lot of twisting and a bit of back bending. I always default to twisting and back bending. It just is so illuminating. Good, and then lower your hips all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll up and down along your spine. We're gonna come into downward facing dog all the way. So just take your time. So same thing, hide the heels behind your toes. Inner thighs wrap back, lift the hip creases. Press your thigh bones back. Maybe you have a little bend in your knee, but you can still press from the thigh bone back to get longer through the waist. Wrap the upper arms in and then soften your front ribs into your body. And lift your heels and then just start to walk forward, waking up the back of the legs. So good. Grab opposite elbows, relax your head. Release your arms, and you're gonna roll up one vertebrae at a time. Firm your lower belly so you unravel. It's like you're an inchworm, one segment at a time. And you can feel your shoulder blades spread as you come up. And then draw your shoulders down the back, plug your head back. Hands to your heart. Inhale, interlace hands, elbows wide. Exhale, press your palms forward, round your back, look down. Lift your arms up, deep breath in, big stretch. And take the hands behind your back. It's one of my favorite warm-ups. Draw the knuckles down, lift your chest, and then fold, a little bend into the knees. It's kind of like a little stretchy sensation flow. And then release your arms down. Step your right foot back. Lower your knee underneath your hip. Lift your arms up. So we go back to the specificity. Firm that right hip in. Draw your left thigh bone back. Good. And then zip up like pubic bone to belly button. Like you're trying to put on a tight pair of jeans. After lockdown, deep breath in. Good. And out. Good. Take another breath in. Soften those front ribs down. Good. And then release your hands. Lift your back thigh. Squeeze your right glute. Firm the left hip in. And then try to lift your left belly as if your hands could float. Good. Your legs are doing the work. Inner thigh lifts. Reach through the crown of the head. Good. Plant the hands. Step back. Plank. Press your skull back. Lift your thighs. Squeeze your butt. Use your butt here to engage your legs and support you. And then lower all the way down. And point your toes, press the feet down. Press your pubic bone down so tailbone moves towards your heels. We're gonna do that a lot. Lift the chest. We'll do it in different little orientations. Lift the chest. Neck is long, lift your hands, hover, firm the elbows in. And hold. 3. Try to hover the hands, slide the wrist back. 2, elbows squeeze in. And 1. Oh, the back. Good. Press to your knees, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale fully. And then exhale. Lift your heels. Lift your right leg from the inner thigh. The toes point down. Squeeze your right glute. Lift your left hip crease. And then draw your knee into your chest. Step forward. Lower the left knee. 2 90-degree angles. So avoiding that little deep stretchy lunge. Reach your arms up. Squeeze your left glute open through the front of the left hip. So good. Lift the back of your heart. Almost like you're trying to round your lower back a little bit and then grow out of that space. Good. Lower your hands, lift the back knee, tuck the toes.
Squeeze the left butt. And then take your back ribs in. Reach the heart forward as you press back through your back heel. Nice long line. And step forward. Breathe in, lengthen halfway. Get long, shoulders down the back, and then fold. And let's do another roll up. So this is where, again, you find the ease. So you do all that specific work, but then you also have to let it go and just enjoy that sense of freedom and ease. All the way up. Hands to your heart. Inhale, interlace hands, elbows wide. Palms forward, and really spread your shoulder blades. Maybe a little shimmy side to side. So we're creating space between the spine and your shoulder blades. Big stretch. And then lift the arms up like you're just waking up. Let it feel good. And then interlace hands behind your back. Fold, little bend into the knees. Lift your shoulders. Lower your hands. So good. Step your left foot back, lower your knee. Good. Come all the way up. So same exact thing, a little bit different. This is from my friend Duncan. Some of you guys know him. His classes are intense. Press your fist back. Take your elbows back. Squeeze your left glute. So we're going to move into a twist here. We have no leverage. So you're using your own strength and mobility. Twist towards the right. And it might just be on this diagonal. If you twist too far, your knee kind of goes in or out. So you just go to that spot where you can keep your legs nice and stable. Press your right elbow back. And so we're going to switch it up and add on. Lift the arms up, deep breath in. And pull your elbows down, open your chest. Whew. Lift your arms, inhale. Draw your elbows down like you're doing a lat pull down at the gym. I don't go to the gym. Deep breath in. Good. Elbows down. Let's do one more for good measure. Inhale. Elbows down. Open your chest. So good. Come back to center. Lower your hands. Lift your back knee. Squeeze your back thigh. Pull the chest forward. And then take your hands back by your hips, arrowhead. So you're finding a long line. Lift the back inner thigh. Squeeze your left glute, shooting through the crown of the head. So notice if you're kind of leaning onto your right thigh or up too high. It's a long line. Widen the collarbones. Good. Interlace your hands behind your back. Just take a little stretch. Draw the shoulders down. And then arms by your ears. Extend through your fingertips. Soften the front ribs, lift your right belly. And then within that specificity, can you fill your body with breath? So that there's this structure, but yet the breath travels and flows freely within that framework. Good. Lower your hands and then step back plank. Inhale. Lower all the way down. And point your toes, press the feet down. Okay, pubic bone down, lift your chest, and then lift your legs. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Good, and then reach your arms back, palms down. Pinky squeeze in. And again, press your pubic bone down, and that might lower your legs a little bit, but then you have to work hamstrings and glutes to try to lift them a little bit higher against the pelvis. 3, and 2, inner thigh spin up. And then 1, hands by your ribs, feet down, stay in cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Let it go. Lift your heels. Lift your left leg from your inner thigh. Toes point down. Lift your right hip crease. And then draw your knee into your chest. Squeeze, squeeze. Step through. Lower the right knee. Lift your arms up. And again, do that little tuck. Open through the front of the right hip. Stabilize your front leg back and open your arms to cactus. Press your forearms back and your elbows. And then we start to take a little twist to the left. You'll feel the back, your left lat, right? The back and the back of the shoulder. Deep breath in. Stay. Inhale, lift the arms. 4 times. Draw the elbows down. Go nice and slow, like there's resistance. Lift the arms. You create that resistance. Draw the elbows down. Cactus. Press your elbows back. Good. 2 more. Last one. I'm with you. Come back to center. Lower your hands. Lift your back leg. Squeeze your right glute. Lift your left belly. Pull the chest forward. And then take the hands back by your hips, palms down. Draw your shoulder heads back. Press your skull back. And then you'll take that little interlace, opposite thumb on top. Let's get a little stretch in the neck and the chest. Notice if you're resting, try to scoop your left sit bone under. And then arms by your ears. Just like warrior 3, you have that long line. Extend through the sides of the waist, press the back thigh up. Good. Lower your hands and step forward. Breathe in, lengthen halfway. And then exhale to fold. And lift the arms all the way up this time. Bring your hands all the way back to your heart. Okay, feet together. Bend your knees, arms by your ears, chair. Sit nice and low. Take your left hand to the top of your left thigh. Press the thigh bone down. So I like the thumb kind of in the hip crease. It hooks right in. Take the right elbow across. And then a little bit of leverage here. Lift the chest up to your thumb. Press your shoulders back in line with your tail. And firm your right knee back. Legs are stable. And then just reach your left arm straight up to the ceiling, like it's in side plank. Notice your shoulder. If you're going back from the arm, try to widen your collarbones and lift the arm straight up. One more breath. And fold over your legs. Other side right away. Bend your knees, arms by your ears. A breath in. Your right hand to your right thigh. Sit lower. Take the elbow across. Draw your left knee back. And then lift. Spin the chest. Right arm goes straight up. So you have leverage with your bottom elbow, but not with your top arm. Using your own strength to open the chest. Reach the crown of the head forward. Firm your right hip in. One more breath. And then fold. Ooh, toasty. Breathe in, lengthen. And plant your hands, step back to plank. And just move through your vinyasa. Just a moment of just doing kind of what you want. You have to give yourself that balance. The moments where your attention is, super focused is really important. But then you need these moments of release, that balance. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Okay, lift your heels. Lift your right heel all the way up, your right foot. Toes point down. Listen carefully. Squeeze the right heel towards your butt. Yeah, and then try to lift your knee higher so your knee doesn't go out to the side. Yeah, hip stays square. Press your left thigh back. Clamp the heel to your butt. Hamstring. Draw your knee into your chest. Step forward. Spin the back heel down. Bring a block inside of your right foot and open up to warrior 2. So in Warrior Two, deepen into your right thigh. And we're gonna do a little self-assist. So you'll bring your right hand to your right inner knee, left hand to your left ribs, and I want you to move those two parts away from each other. So press your right knee out, pull your left ribs back, and your torso faces the side. Look at your right knee. If it caved in, press it out. And then take your arms out. So your right hip firms under and your left shoulder goes back. You're working cross-laterally across the back. Squeeze the left glute, press your left thigh back, and lift pubic bone to belly button, all those same things. Flip your front palm. And then just reverse, reach your right arm up and back. Good, nice side body stretch, go into your front thigh. And continue to hide the left shoulder behind the right. I know, it's a long time in the legs, building that strength. Your hips. Good, side angle, right hand to the block or forearm to the thigh or to the floor. Press your knee into your upper arm into the knee. Take your left hand to your right ribs, and you're gonna work to spin them towards the left so that your left ribs stack on top of your right, yeah? So you're not rounding. Reach your top arm up and over, and continue to firm that right hip in as you press your shoulders back. Pubic bone to belly button, and then fill the shape with your breath. And you'll always make the adjustments that you need. It's a long time in this leg, isn't it? Lower your hand down. Lift the back heel. It should feel nice. Step your left foot forward. Step your right foot back to prepare for pyramid. Lower your heel. You can bring your blocks if you want. Firm the left hip in. I like to bring my thumb into the hip crease, pull it back. Press your front big toe down and just get spacious in the spine. So we're not cramping and compressing through the front of the body. We're just finding lots of space. It's that moment of length and space. Expansion rather than contraction. Okay, lift your back heel. Bend your front knee. You're gonna bring your blocks forward, highest height, or hands onto the mat, it's no big deal. Lift your right leg. Warrior Three, so spin those right toes down, lift your right inner thigh, and press your left thigh bone back. You stay here if you want more support, or bring your hands to your heart. Continue to lift from your right butt crease, yeah? Lift it up, pull the chest forward, and then option to extend the arms. And it's all about this standing, like press the thigh back, firm the left hip in, lift your left belly. So you're lifting out of your pelvis. 3, 2, 1. Lower your hands, step your right foot back, step your left foot back, plank, and lower all the way down to your belly. I'm just gonna get those out of the way. Press your feet down. Lift your chest, lift your legs, shoulders draw down the back. This time, I want you to bring your hands to your forehead. Yeah, like a little salute. Pubic bone down. Try to lift the legs up against it, and then lift your elbows, lift your upper back. Extend your arms forward, and then we're gonna swim. Yeah, a little bit of coordination. You're using your whole back here. Hamstrings, booty, spinal extensors. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just release. Whew. Forehead to your hands like a little pillow. Just catch your breath. Just notice your heart rate. Right, the physiological effect of doing yoga. Hands by your ribs, upward facing dog. to downward facing dog. You're doing great. Lift your heels. Lift your left leg from your inner thigh. Squeeze the heel towards the butt. And again, try to lift the knee so you're opening the eye of your left hip. And squeeze the butt. Clamp the heel to your butt hamstring. And then draw your knee to your chest. Step forward. Spin the back heel down. Warrior 2. I'm just preparing with the block inside. Front heel to back arch, or the stance that works for you. Take the arms apart, sit lower, and take your left hand to your inner knee, press the knee out. Right hand to your right ribs, spin the ribs away from your front knee. Yeah, so the torso literally twists to the right. Knee presses back, arms to a T, and then just the gaze comes forward. Try to relax your toes. Sthira and Sukha, the balance between effort and ease, they're both present. Can you hold them both here? Flip your front palm, reverse. Press that front knee out. Lengthen the side of the body. And then take your hand down to the block. And again, right hand to your left ribs. Try to twist your torso towards the side of the wall. Press your arm out into your inner knee. And then take your top arm up and over. And keep squeezing your right glute to open through the front of your right hip. Good. Lower your hand down. Step forward, no drama. Step the left foot back. And if you want your 2 blocks, just pyramid. Back heel anchors. Firm your right hip in. Press down through the inner edge of your front foot. So if you roll to the outer edge, press inner edge down and get spacious. So good. So the pelvis is nice and level. Bend the right knee. Bring the blocks to the highest height. And then lift your left leg. Those left toes, spin them down. That will guide your hip down. Pubic bone to belly button. When you do that, there's a little bit of a tuck. And the left leg lowers. I want you to use your glute and your hammy to press up against that. Fingertips. Good. Hands to your heart. Keep firming your right hip in. Good. Reach your arms forward and be kind to yourself. Good. 3, 2, 1. Lower your hands. Step your left foot back. And then step your right leg back. Inhale. Lower all the way down to your belly. We're going to do one more little back exercise, which is nice and juicy. Okay, you're going to bring the block, another little Duncan trick, lengthwise. You're going to bring it between your butt and your heel, just your left leg. And if you don't have a block, all you do is squeeze the heel into your butt. Yeah, this just makes it a little bit more challenging. Good. So from here, just put your right hand on top of your left. You'll make a little pillow. Bring your forehead down. You can hear the challenge in my breath. Okay, pubic bone down. Squeeze your butt. Try to lift your left knee. Right leg stays. Left knee lifts. It's usually just like a little bit. Squeeze the heel to the butt. And then lift your right hand in your head. So you're working left butt and right upper back across the body. Good. Stay here. Try to keep lifting that left knee. 3. It's just some static work. 2. And 1. Good. Lower. And switch sides. And this side's harder for me, and it's like, it gets a little bit weaker, so that the coordination makes it's a little bit trickier. So again, just be nice. Left hand on top. The block is in between your butt and your heels. Clamp it down, squeeze, and then work to lift your right knee. And notice if the front of your pelvis lifts, press your hip points down. All right, just moving a little bit is better than cheating, yeah? Lift your left upper back, hand to your head, keep lifting your right knee. Squeeze the heel to the butt. 3, 2, and 1. And release. So good. Take the block out. Let's do Dhanurasana. And we've done all the warming up. Lift your chest. Lift your legs. Reach your arms back. You can stay here. Variation 1, variation 2, both heels in. If you can grab both feet at the same time, do that. Otherwise, just keep reaching. Press your pubic bone down, hip points down, kick into your hands, and you work to lift your knees. Yeah, up. Rather than back, I want you to lift your knees up today. Will help to work towards where we're going. Outer knees hugging. And then just release when you're ready. Relax your feet, turn your head to one side. Give your butt a little wiggle. So good. Good, and then just press up, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. So last flow, it's a short one. And just bring your right foot forward. Yeah, bring your back foot down. You're gonna bring a block inside of your right foot. So we're gonna do a revolve triangle. It's my favorite pose this year. Firm the right hip in. Back inner thigh lifts. I used to hate it. Good. Bring your left hand down. Bring your thumb into your right hip crease. Pull that right hip crease back and press your big toe down. And then extend the spine forward, okay? So the pelvis is gonna stay nice and level as you start to spin towards the right. Keep lifting your back inner thigh, spin, and then you'll go straight up with your right arm, just like in our chair twist. Rather than going back with the arm, you go up, spread your shoulder blades. Good. Right hand to your right hip. Look down. Look down. Bend your right knee. Bring the block forward on the highest height, or a water bottle. It's nice to have the block. Lift your left leg. Good. So you're in a variation of warrior 3 here. We're gonna bend your left knee. Squeeze the heel to the butt. Okay, so rather than dropping the knee to find the foot, I want you to lift the knee up, reach your right hand back, good, and then you work to kick into your hand. All right, so firm the right hip in, the chest is forward, kick into the hand, lift your knee. Really nice. Good. And then slowly release, step forward, and just shake your butt out. Good work. And so we're working across the body, opposite hand to leg. Everything's working across the back. Step your right foot back, prepare for revolve triangle. The block is inside of the foot. Bring your right hand down, lift the chest. Good. Bring your left thumb into the hip crease, pull the hip crease back, And extend the chest forward. Good, you stay here. And you'll start to twist towards the left. And this is a great place to go slow so you can just notice what feels good in your back. Be really gentle with yourself. And then option to lift the arm. Good, go straight up. Left ribs firm in. One more breath. Lower your hand down. Lift your right heel. Okay, here we go. Last little bit. Left hand to left hip. Lift your right leg. Squeeze the right heel to your butt. Keep the knee lifted. Reach your left arm back. Find the ankle or the toes. Turn the chest back towards the front. And then you kick up with the knee. And that will open your left chest. Standing leg firms in. It's like a little bit of a reverse dancer. Cross the opposite hand to foot. One more breath. And slowly step forward. Okay, turn the toes out. I'm just going to sit into a squat just to chill it out a little bit. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Stretching all of those bits that we just compressed and contracted. Good. Lower your hips down. Bring your feet forward. We're going to do one more little back bend, which is just reverse tabletop. And then we'll chill it out. Bring your hands behind you, feet down. Lift your hips. Wrap the inner thighs down. Again, tuck your tailbone just like we did before. Lift your hips. And then press down into your inner palms and the inner edge of your foot. And you'll start to find that stretch across your chest. And your glutes, hammies are working to open up the front of the body. And then lower all the way down. Dandasana. Take your legs long, bring your hands beside you. And I find after I do reverse tabletop, there's a little bit more space here. Across the chest. A little more length in the spine. Be still. Hug your left knee in. Cross your left foot on top of your right leg. You can stay here or bend your bottom leg under. Both your left hip and your left foot are heavy. Left hand behind you, reach up and twist towards the left. You can hook or I like to hug. And you feel that deep stretch across the outer hip, outer thigh. Keep lifting your lower back. So you did the hard stuff. And now you have to also give yourself a little bit of ease, a little bit of love. This is like the good stuff that you work for. And just enjoy it. Unravel over towards the right. I'm coming into Gomukhasana. So if your right leg is long, you'll just bring your left knee on top of your right. Your left sole of the foot is kind of facing up. Or you can also bring your bottom leg under. So from the front, it kind of looks like this. Yeah. Deep breath in, lift your lower back. You can stay here or a little hinge forward and just keep the spine long. Be still and just be with your breath. So good. Lift all the way back up. And take your legs long. This time you'll bring your right leg in, cross your right foot on top of your left thigh. You can bend your bottom leg in. Again, your right sit bone is heavy, right big toe is down. Right hand behind you, lift up, deep breath in. Twist towards the right. Just hug your leg into your torso. Continue to lift through your lower back and open your right chest. So good. Unravel to the left. What's my hair doing? Okay, right knee on top of the left. And go Mukasana. Both sit bones heavy, so you might straighten your bottom leg. No problem. Sit tall. And start to lean forward any amount. But notice if you round, bring it back in. Deep breath in and out. Giving that booty a little bit of love. Lift all the way up. We're going to come into Shavasana. Stay. Take your legs long. And you might just want to tuck your butt underneath you to move it away from your lower back. And take your arms out, palms face up, and just let everything hang out. Nothing left to kind of tighten or hold on to. Just ungrip and release. Just be here for a minute. Take a deep breath in and out. And take a big stretch. Fingertips to toe tips. Hug your knees into your chest. Just roll to the side. And come on up. And sit tall. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's bring your hands into your heart. And take a little bow. So good. Nice work. Have an amazing day.